live, we live, we live. We might have to go. We might have to go dark on them. All right. Let's see. All right. How that look? How that look? That look better? Let's see. That look better. That look better. Okay. We live, we live, we live. Let's start the episode.
Check your forecast, check your broadcast. It's the podcast, it's the boycast. New episode started right now. Yeah, look, they ain't got a clue. They saying how you make it in this truth without a bishop or a crew. Cause I'm the bishop and the few. I put the Jew up in the juice. He put the loose up on my noose and show me what I need to do. Said make the floor before the roof. Cause the rain is just a stain. And it rains on the blameless and the blame. And that would never change. Let me explain. It mean I got grounded before I grew a little. You act like you knew a lot before you knew a little. It's not complicated once you get rid of the riddles. You teach the top is just the middle. You worse than some spittle. The real truth is too big and you bruisers are brittle. To catch this you need a net and not carry it like Kittles. Why your faith never lack? My power showed me. How you make it out of that? My power showed me. Why you always coming strapped? My power showed me. How you able to see that? My power showed me.
All right. Live again last week. We had some technical difficulties, but we live now. So what we're going to do is what we always do. Talk about what we always do. All right. So last week, like I say, had a lot of problems. He kicked me off. And then I was just too tired to just restart up, come back, and get it popping again. I just said, forget it. So what we're going to try to do from now on is when I do get kicked off, I will try to come back and, bring the broadcast back and continue on. I know that was kind of frustrating for a couple people, and I understand it. It was frustrating for me. I just kind of just gave up. I was too tired to even bring it back on. But we're going to jump right into it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's look at China once again. China has done something else. China always in the news. All you do is Google it. That's what I do. And China will pop up and they will talk about China. What is China up to? And right now, China is up to, well, actually, it ain't China. It's actually America. And what America is doing is, hold on, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, and two, before I talk about China, it's on my Facebook. I do got real controversial topics that go on daily, and I do want to start bringing those out and discussing those because a lot of information comes out of those. And I know brothers and sisters would like to hear the results of a lot of these. I don't even want to call them debates, but just regular, not regular, but discussions. I think that we have been told things and taught things that are not fair to the community. And what I mean is, nobody questioned these things, so they're not fair to come to some resolve and everybody just in agreement. It's not fair to growth. It's not fair to the stance of who we say we is. It's just stupid. Honestly, it's just a dumb thing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start bringing these topics out. I'm gonna do one today. Now I wasn't sure. I'm still not sure which one I want to talk about, but it was a topic of. Listen, we got a lot of topics, but this week topic was dealing with brothers and their faith and who they think they are, and then we were dealing with women and their progression in trying to find a husband. And I think that a lot of sisters, I'm gonna just kind of jump into both real quick. I think a lot of sisters think they need to wait for the brother to pop up and announce themselves and show interest in them. And then on the other topic, I think that our faith has hindered us from actual growth in this realm that we are in. So just to jump in those two. But let's jump into China real quick. So, well, like I say, it's more American news than China news, but it's dealing with China. So America reached out to China and wanted to apologize. Apologize for what? Putting balloons, putting surveillance cameras over in China. It had the nerve. China had the nerve. I mean, America had the nerve to put China business out. They said they were the first ones who put the drones out there in China, and they said, "Oh, look at these concentration camps that China got. Look what China doing. They're so disgusting." And then China did the same thing, and then America shot theirs down. And China said, "Y'all got the same camps we got, so y'all are just as bad as we are." Side note: Oprah Winfrey. Y'all might not know who that is. A billionaire black woman who has a stranglehold on a lot of our elderly sisters, a lot of our sisters who supposed to be teaching our younger sisters how to conduct themselves. Oprah have a stranglehold on them, but Oprah opened up an all-girls school. Yeah, all-girls school. That sounds good. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like some progression in the community. No, they all went missing. No, it's really not fucking funny. Let me tell you the severity of that. Oprah Winfrey opened up an all-girls school. Hundreds of girls are now, well, not now. It happened a while ago. They are missing. How? We know how, and we know why. This is what happens when we uphold brothers and sisters in we'll say Hollywood. This will happen when we uphold them to some type of, we put them on this type of pedestal. We basically give the okay for our people to go through a transition of a struggle, a transition of struggle with a face behind it. What I'm saying is we okay it when we up these people because the white man put them there. They say when they see us giving the thumbs up to whoever they've placed in front of us, a lot of bad things happen. Obama, a lot of, well, can I say it without getting kicked off? A lot of great things happen when Obama was in office. Gaddafi got murdered with his plans of something similar to China and what China is doing right now. Gaddafi had this whole country where if you got married, you got a lump sum of money to start a family. That sounds like God's work. God's work Gaddafi was doing. He was murdered. He was trying to get away from the dollar and have his own currency and deal with his own people and treat these people with love and care. Like I said, if you got married, you got like $24K immediately. So if you started a family or wanted a house, you was taken care of. Now, if you blew that up money, that was on you. But that promoted unity. That promoted family-oriented progress. Obama was the face behind killing Gaddafi. Now, the face behind killing black people is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. She opened up a school, all girls school, and all the girls are missing. Yeah. Trafficking, organ harvesting. Yeah, transgender movement. You know, these men who want to be women got to get ovaries and all this other stuff. And they can't get them from nothing. They have to get them from real women. Go back to America and China. America came to them and said, listen, let's let bygones be bygones. See, this is what America like to do. When they get caught up in something, they like to say, hey, we both was wrong. No, you were wrong. And then somebody retaliated. And that's what they hate. They hate for people to retaliate because it actually shows that you either are worse or just as bad as the people you are deeming beneath you or deeming to be, what do they call them, terrorists. You find out America does the same exact thing. China. So China's still on the rise. China's still doing things. China still got progression going. China's still building camaraderie with a lot of people. It's a fun journey, man. Like I say, I am transitioning myself. I eat more noodles than I ever have before. I am really preparing myself to conduct myself as a Chinaman. I've been doing push-ups or 2 fingers like the Buddhists do. I also have watched more anime than I ever watched. I know that's Japan-based, but whatever. They're all Asian. I am conducting myself as an Asian. As an Asiatic, not Asiatic, but, an Asian person. An Asian Chinaman. They have a lot of stuff going on over there. They have great technology. A lot of progression going on over there. Yeah. And they are eating their people. Just like America. I mean, the world is crazy. The evil fighting evil. You know why they fight? They don't fight because, this guy is doing worse than I. They fight because if they don't fight, then one person takes over. So your evil will be less profitable. So they don't fight to stop evil. They fight to make sure their evil is more profitable. That's all the world is. That is nothing more than that. That's what it is. Yeah. So, like I say, last week we had some issues, but hopefully today we can progress in our discussions and talk about the things that are happening. So, I don't know if you're familiar with the name Gilgamesh. If y'all know who Gilgamesh is, I want to introduce who Gilgamesh is with this scenario. The Euphrates is drying up. The Euphrates is drying up. And what that do is that puts millions of people in a situation. A lot of people in the Middle East, rely on this body of water to survive. And it's dried up in many places, and they have discovered many things in these places. One of the things are a tomb inside a 4,000-year-old city. So they have found a tomb and a whole damn city in the midst of the Euphrates drying up. Now I'm going to connect the dots for you. Okay. Not too long ago, we'll say about a month ago, Euphrates dried up in a particular area, and they found ancient tools, ancient monuments, ancient relics, a city. Some would say a town, a region, a city, thousands of years old. Now let me tell you who Gilgamesh is. Gilgamesh, born of a human man who was king of I forget the name how you said Ankh, whatever, over there in not Saudi Arabia, Assyria, an Assyrian king who married let's say a godlike goddess, and she was like the goddess of cows. I forget her name as well, but she was a god, and they both bore. They raised and born and was born from their union was a man named Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh also became a king, but he also was renowned for his demigod-like abilities, strength, what they say, extremely great looks, and a physique of a god. This man Gilgamesh ruled over these people, and these people did complain often that Gilgamesh was not a great ruler. Gilgamesh was kind of up and down and kind of did what he wanted to do. So he kind of put the people in a bad spot often, and they prayed to their gods that Gilgamesh would kind of progress in his kingship, be a better king. So in his journey to be a better king, in his travels and in his walk, so to speak, I don't know what we're going to call this man's progression. He ran into a monster-like entity. This monster was very strong, very powerful, very likable, because when he saw this monster after they have their battle for strength and dominance over whatever the hell they was trying to do, they became friends. And in this friendship, they did a lot of things. Gilgamesh and this monster-like entity became best of friends. They even had a war with a giant that the people were afraid of, not too far from their home country, from their home city. They war with a giant in a nearby city, destroyed the giant, and proved to the people that they were a strong union. These people who praise Gilgamesh to this day truly believe he was a real man, a real demigod. You brother actually sent me this after I said this a couple of days ago. He sent me the article, or he sent me the information about America giving the people in the Middle East their information back about Gilgamesh. After, I'm gonna get to it. So Gilgamesh had this monster-like friend. They did great things. He was starting to become a better king, understanding he had to take care of the people. And the monster man died. And it made Gilgamesh very, very sad. And with that, he kind of went into a depression, a deep state of anguish, because he lost his best friend, someone who he loved. It was a dogman monster. I don't know. People have their preferences, I guess. But he loved this dogman monster who I can only assume people were terrified of. If we're gonna put ourselves there, let's treat this like reality. If you saw a monster man, what would you do? You would be terrified. That's just the end of that. So even though he befriended this monster man and they did great things, the people didn't seem to be, I mean, they loved both of them. And when he died, it tore Gilgamesh up. So Gilgamesh went on this search and journey to become immortal. And this where it gets kind of, well, if it ain't already interesting, it's very interesting to me. It gets a little more interesting. So he went on this journey to become immortal, and someone told him it was a guy who survived the flood and was capable of immortality, even can pass on the information. And I know a lot of people, a lot of scholars around the world. I am very familiar with the progression and the progression of where we at now and how people say plagiarism come into play. People say just flat out lies come into play. Gilgamesh still was on a journey to reach a man who sounds I mean, extremely familiar to a guy we know in the Bible who also survived the flood. So Gilgamesh went on this journey to find this guy, and he found him. And he asked this guy who survived the flood, how do you become immortal? The man who survived the flood said some real godly like things. He told Gilgamesh, you have to be a good person. Treat others well. Respect people. And that will put years on your life. That would make you immortal. Years later, after he did that, he came back to his country and treated his people with the utmost respect. They praised him as a god king. Gilgamesh became a god king, and they loved him. So he took the words of this man who survived the flood and became, in a sense, immortal. But here's the kicker. He actually died. Gilgamesh died, but he became immortal. Because we are talking about Gilgamesh to this day. He became immortal. That's how you become immortal, not living forever, but your legacy live on forever. So if you want to be immortal, you have to do things that allow your legacy to live on. I'm gonna give you an example. Tupac. Tupac is becoming immortal because he died 30 odd some years ago. And we are still talking about Tupac like he just died yesterday. It got so bad that we didn't even believe he died. Now let's jump into this. What I like to talk about. I like to talk about this fantasy thing. Imagine that 100 years from now, we're gonna stay on Tupac. 100 years from now, and through that 100 years, people start to talk about Tupac about things that actually never happened. We already know he was a great rapper. He was a philanthropist. He was a guy who was willing to progress his people by any means. Talk about things that people were not willing to talk about. And if y'all didn't know, they tried to kill him before he was even reached his peak. So let's just stay on Tupac as an example, because there's one guy who we still talk about to be. Some people still think he's alive to this day. He's becoming immortal. Unkillable. And so even so, they have to make shows about him because it's profitable, because he's still alive in a lot of people. Immortal. So let's just say somebody say, oh yeah, Tupac also met with Martin Luther King and did some things with Malcolm X. We know that he didn't do that. But 100 years from now, when history started to get a little cloudy, that will be truth. You know why it will be truth? Because it was actually a man named Tupac Shakur. And he actually did great things in the earth, or tried to at least. That's the same thing with Gilgamesh, I think. I think he was an actual man. who did great things for his city or country or however you want to label his kingship or his rulership in his land. He was a real man who did great things for those people who actually died, who was actually now put up as a demigod, not a normal man, a demigod, a person who was overpowering to anybody who ever approached him. And all this could be just fantasy and just fairy tales from the great grandparents to help influence brought their families to be better people and all that until now. The Euphrates has dried up, and guess what they found? In a 4,000 or 3,000-year-old city, the tomb of a demigod named Gilgamesh. Now, it'd be one thing to find a tomb with the name Gilgamesh on it in the middle of nowhere, but to find it in a city buried underwater, a city buried underwater. It wasn't being deliberately hidden, it was just hidden through time. A tomb with the name Gilgamesh on it in the middle of a city that was lost to history. Was he a real demigod with powers and friends who looked like monsters? I don't know. Maybe that's the Tupac thing where they just kept going with his legacy. I don't know. But we do know one thing. Gilgamesh, there was a person named Gilgamesh with a king's tomb. Interesting. Signs of the times. And how does this play into the Boycast? How does this play into the Boycast? Well, I like to be fair. I don't like to persuade people. I think when we bring out prophecies, we kind of trick people into believing what we want them to believe because we believe or want to believe it. Remember, I talked about wanting to believe something. I think we trick people. We had elders and teachers say these outlandish things that never came true or alluded to truth, but never quite matched up exactly to what they were saying. We had people say Obama will be the last president. We had people say the 2000s will be the end of the world. We had people say 2018 or 2017 was the beginning of the end. We had a lot of people say a lot of things. And I'm going to be one of those people. But with the stipulations on it. Now, the Euphrates drying up, to me, sounds biblical. You can read it in Revelations. Google it. Y'all know I don't pull out scripture because if I read it to you, then you're not going to read it. You're not going to search for it. Google it. The Euphrates dries up. Well, hold on. Let me backtrack. The Euphrates is a prophetic thing in Revelations where an angel pours out something, if I'm not mistaken, and deals with something dealing with the Euphrates. But from my understanding, it doesn't say that it dries up. So I want to say maybe there's a connection there. Maybe. But I don't remember it saying it drying up. But that's not to negate the fact that the Euphrates are bringing forth demigods. Demigods. What an interesting time. As these waters dries up, like Revelation also speaks of. Revelation talk about all the waters drying up. Very scary if there's no water. Very scary. But anyways, It talks about all the waters and how they are drying up. And when these things happen, when in as we progress throughout these times, when these things happen, amazing things surface from these waters drying up. Interesting times, interesting times. If you want to know more about the story of Gilgamesh, you should look into it. You can get better understanding, a more in-depth look at Gilgamesh and who he was and how he was renowned around his people. But the main thing here is the Euphrates drying up and bringing forth people who we thought were just folklore, were just stories to encourage their people. But now we're finding out there are tombs attached to these stories, attached to these people. I love that. I love that. I love that the world is changing. It's very intriguing. It's very exciting. I love to see the change because now this provokes us to either do two things. You're going to dig more and find out real truth, not the truth you want to believe, but real truth. Or you're going to become, I think, more of a reprobate, more of a, how do I say it the nicest possible way? An idiot. You got two ways to go. Either you're going to become smarter and understand what real truth is, or you're going to become an idiot and then fall and worship everything that you come across. Because believe it or not, like the scripts say, if it was possible to deceive the elect, not if it was possible to deceive anybody, but just the elect, the people who know what to look for, who have foundation, cannot be swayed. But it says if it was possible, it says it was very possible, but the Most High will not allow that. I think we have to now look at ourselves and say, what are we learning? What is the purpose of our learning? What tools do we use? What are the tools that we use? Are these great tools to help us progress in our learning? I think we're going to go back. We're going to go back to a time. It may not happen in our day and age, but it will happen soon because that's what the world is headed to. A more independent, dominated type of thing, a type of scenario where you had kings and queens all over the place. Everybody had their own little thing they ruled. It's kind of like if you look at America, you got mayors and you got presidents, small level presidents in your city. It's going to come to that, but with less, I would say, connection to the next city or town. But that could be hundreds of years away. But that's what they're kind of promoting, a more segregated communities. And that doesn't necessarily mean a bunch of white people in one area, but just a bunch of people separated from another bunch of people. It's easier to control that way. They tried to do it. The United States tried to do it with less technology, but now it's very, very possible. All they need is a good war to get everybody scared, to get everybody to sit still, and then they can kind of lock in these zones and separate everybody. And it'd be more easy to conquer, more easy to do your evil. Now, I live in Ohio. It's it's the highest, I think it's second or first, the highest abduction rate. The highest abduction rate next to Texas. Why is it like that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe the layout of the land allows more things to happen here in Ohio because once you start driving around, it's really open. It's just a really open place. They bunches in these cities in Cleveland and Toledo, Akron. But like I say, but I think this happens in a lot of states. It's a lot of open land. But for whatever reason, Ohio is the highest. But that's not to say other people are not high. It's just Ohio is the highest, and I think it's next is Texas. But that's what they want to do. They want to rape, murder, and just rob everything. And you can't do it if everybody talking to each other. You can't do it if everybody in arms and ready to fight against the system. But that's what we're coming to. Prophecy. Gilgamesh is a real man. His tomb has been found after the Euphrates dried up and revealed a 3,000 to 4,000 year old city. We're in those times. We're in those times. Great times, I think. Nigeria. Nigeria is going through a progression. Y'all can Google this. Nigeria just suffered a crack in their ground. I mean, this crack has to be miles and miles long. The earth seemed to be just breaking apart and opening up. From the waters, the Mississippi River is drying, the Euphrates is drying, Nigeria is cracking open. Years ago, we had plenty of sinkholes all over the earth. People, houses falling in, people dying. So we're in a time of the earth to reveal what's been hidden. I think this is it. This is it. I think this is the transitional period. When you get into a lot of people discussing changes in the earth, what do they call these times? Because I'm an Aquarius according to my birth, February 11th. I'm an Aquarius, and this is the time of Aquarius, which is the time of rebirth, I guess, and all this other stuff supposed to happen. And that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. America's about to lose a stronghold over the earth because I think it's purposely done, but America has these loose ends that they never did tie up on purpose. It has to be. Why would America has the ability to make everything China-based, but why would they get everything from China? Why would they purposely be in debt to China? They did it. I think they did it on purpose. Now, of course, they're going to make like they didn't do it on purpose. Go all these lenses and all these and talk about all these things that they are into and what they did and how you whatever. They're gonna do all that stuff to make it look good. But America did this themselves on purpose. They want this transit. They want to be ahead of the transition. America is like the person who always wanted to be in the know, always want to be ahead of the curve. And then when you meet people who always want to be ahead of everything and above everything, you will find them at certain points trying to be your friend, trying to be buddy with you, just so they can one up you, because their position in this earth is to always be above people. America is doing the same thing. They're taking this time that they have, I think, planned out. It's their agenda. They started all these dramas and wars for no reason. They killed people for no reason. They treat people ways for no reason. No real reason. So now that the earth is like, yeah, we're going to kill America. America seems like they messed up. But for some reason, I think they did it on purpose. There's a transition coming. Money, the dollar will be nothing soon. Side note, California was passing a bill to give Californians, people in California, the Californians. How you say it? How y'all say it? I'm trying to be politically correct, but whatever. You Negroes in Cali, y'all supposed to got up to 1.5 million. I think the mayor over there was like, nah, we don't want to do that. Because he think that he gonna lose out. But I think y'all gonna still end up getting that money. I think we all gonna end up still getting some money. Because the money is nothing now. So if you just give people paper, yeah. So if you get that paper and you hold on to it like you about to save it up, nah. What the world is transitioning to is cryptos, monies, different monies. Everybody want their face on the monies. So one currency ain't going to conquer the earth no more. Never again. There's going to be millions of currencies, millions of ways to conduct and do business with different type of elements, different type of material. And like I said, we're going to have this crypto thing out for, I don't know for how long, because it's not tangible. It's a digital system. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's going to last for a minute. And already people them became millionaires off of crypto. So this thing's going to happen, and that's going to change things for a while. But the whole idea is to get away from the dollar and have things with more substance. So now you can go back in the day, you used to bring little nuggets of gold, and that meant something. I think we're transitioning back to that. Because if you have a dollar, I always tell people, like, if you have a suitcase for $10 million, and I throw a match and burn that suitcase up, you're nothing now. You're nothing now. And that's the idea. To always have something. If you burn gold, you just have one piece of flat gold. You just be one big old flat piece of gold. So I think that's the idea now, is to get away from these things that really have no value. So that's what we're coming to. So to sum up everything, America apologized to China for their balloon thing and telling everybody they had slaves, and then China did the same thing, and then America shot theirs down. They wanted to try to apologize for that today. And Gilgamesh is actually a real person. His tomb was found, who's labeled as a demigod and has these folklores behind him. He's a real person. Found his city and his tomb dried up in the Euphrates. Nigeria is cracking open, and I don't know what's going to come out of Nigeria, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, because once the earth starts cracking up, all these burial grounds, like we just seen in the Euphrates, now hold on, the Euphrates done exposed more cities than the city of Gilgamesh. It has exposed a lot of cities. Now y'all Google this stuff, but that was very interesting and very promising to see that the earth is really revealing these things that we held on to as to be, just stories or something that sound good. But no, these people are real. We're going to find out is these Europeans ain't got no tombs. We're going to find Arabian tombs. We're going to find more Egyptian guys. We're going to find all these brothers tied to Syria. We're going to find Israelite stuff, all this stuff. But we ain't about to find Thor nowhere. Thor is not real, period. Thor is the real make fake man. But we're going to find some real people who was deemed as gods. They ain't going to look nothing like these Europeans. And I think that also play a part in this transition too, knowing that all these guys that they built and made churches to was the fakest of the fake. And now you got guys who they try to push back and make folklore, got real tombs. They could have buried a sheet in there. Nobody was in there. But the fact that they got a tomb with his name on it means a lot to progression, to revealing real truths. Yeah, man. They say, hey, man, what Christ's tomb, man? What Peter and Paul and Abraham? Yo, we about to find them now. The earth cracking, we about to find them now. Yeah. It's going down. is going down. We all should be happy. But a lot of y'all ain't going to be happy. A lot of y'all are going to be caught up in the whirlwind of hypocrisy. And people telling you things like the things they've been telling y'all that never meant nothing in the first place. You can't find the Most High hoping that somebody tell you about him. And I think that is our downfall. The scriptures say faith. He said our people lack faith. And yeah, a lot of you Negroes lack faith. I've been telling y'all for the longest, it's okay to have teachers. But when are you going to rely on the Most High to reveal some things to you? Because if you rely on a man to always reveal things to you, then that man is your Most High. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So, with that, I want to open it up for questions. We can get into some discussions. Anybody got any more info about Gilgamesh and his history? That would be very, very good to know. Because, like I said, I just ran down from memory what I know. And, yeah. So, yeah, we can open it up for questions and get into some discussions. And like I said, I do want to start talking about some of these Facebook posts that I post. It brings a lot of people together, so to speak. But other than that, I do want to check in on the brothers and sisters. I had a brother message me a while back. He said he wanted to discuss some things. He had a topic. Get back with me, bro, so we can discuss the topic that you had for me, and we can go from there. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Let's see what's going on. Let me get to these comments. Let's see. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. We start from the top. Oh, Royal Street. Blessings to you. Oh, man. Yeah, man. I done ripped my face off, man. Royal Street. I done tore it off. Put a new face on. I'm a new man now. Shabbat shalom. Yeah, he's a... Nah, it's deep. It's deep, baby. Yeah, I'm a new man. Blessings to you, Nikki. He said, I will be happy with you. Now, I'm going to take that as I will be happy to see you doing well. I pray you are also doing well, Nikki. Dwayne. Oh, what's up? Oh, man. Hoodie John, yeah, full effect, baby. What's up, bro? So anybody got anything they want to discuss, any questions, anything they came across too? Because I only got 2 eyes. You can't see them, but they somewhere up here. And it's hard for me to see everything. So if anybody came across something, man, they want me to discuss or want me to look into, I will gladly do so. But yeah, also go to the GoFundMe, support the Boycast. People already support it. I appreciate the love. I gotta find a way to roll some credits and get y'all names up on the screen every time. So we're gonna get the GoFundMe popping. The link will be up after the videos, after I'm done streaming. And y'all support. It don't matter what you throw on there. It's going towards the Boycast. I need a better camera, man. This camera ain't looking good. This is a decent computer. I rely on it a lot. But this ain't where the Boycast need to be. We need to be official out here. I need a Mac, man. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the support the brother sisters sent in. Like I said, I got some lights. Crazy thing is, I lost a remote. Now I got to find it again. But other than that, we got some lights popping. I want to get some more technical things going. I want to spice this thing up, man. I want to really bring y'all something that's really enjoyable as we break down this earth as we break down the mysteries together. May learn something. I may be completely wrong. Who knows? But let's do it together. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blessings, blessings. So, yeah. So, there's another thing, too. I'm going to drop the links to music. A lot of people have been asking about how to get to it. It's been so many years. I just been, you kind of just get lazy with it. Keep doing the same thing over and over again. But I'm going to start putting up links for the music. So there's links for the music, links for the GoFundMe, and I will start sharing links to the information that I come across. All this stuff is all me doing it, so it's kind of it's like I'd rather just talk about it and just tell y'all to Google it. It's just the easy way out. Now, if you want me to put in these works, come on, man. Y'all know what y'all got to do. And make sure y'all like and subscribe and share the video of the Boycast. We're going to continue every Friday. I'm going to bring more and more content. We're going to be great, man. Gerardo got a question. What inspired me to make Keep It Together? That's your favorite song, by the way. Man, Keep It Together. It was just that simple. Even coming up with the title, it was going through like looking at, because that was at the beginning of the walk and trying to figure out like what should I be doing. It was things I wanted to do. It was things I felt like I was capable of doing that had nothing really to do with the Most High. But I wanted to be a true servant because the information that I got, that we all got, it just took over our life and soul. And it was hard for me to get away from that. It was hard for me not to respect and honor the Most High, but I was trying to be great and without the Most High, and it was just like I gotta keep it together. I gotta really focus on this, and I gotta really do these things. And what's hard to believe for some people is a lot of this music come from real things I'm dealing with, real thing. It has nothing to do with nothing outside of me because I'm looking at what I am. So I'm bringing who I am to the community. And I always pray. That's what I prayed on. I said, I just want to help the brothers stay strong in this thing. And here we are. Well, how long has it been? 10 years since Keep It Together almost? 8 years? And we still here, man. We still keeping it together. But for how long? To be continued. Yeah, we're going to keep it rocking, man. We're going to keep it going as much as we can. I mean, I look at it like this. If you ain't doing it the scripts say it's better for a man not to know than to know and backslide. So it's better for a person out there in the street who doing wickedness than a person who knew to do right and don't do good. So now I'm bound. I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get the worst whooping because I already know what to do. So why even go through it? Why even go through it? Me, if I was to backslide and do some other stuff, and I'm rocking with somebody, and we get caught up, he'll probably go scot-free, and I'll be the one either locked up or dead. And he may be worse than me, but we doing the same things, and I know not to do it. But he don't know. He don't have the Most High influence on him. But I do. So I'll be dead, and he'll be living his best life somewhere, doing the evils he does, and never get caught. So yeah, man, that's how the Most High works. The script say it. Okay. You got okay. Dickie said you listen to that song almost every day on the playlist. Oh, praises. Oh, praises. Yeah, that's a blessing, man. I'll be looking at my YouTube thing, man. It'd be like 40,000 plays a month. It was up to 100 at one point, but I can't keep my mouth shut. So a lot of people get offended. But yeah, 40,000 plays a month, man. That's unbelievable. Let's see. I mean, collectively on my whole channel. What's your thoughts on Trump and Biden? I got a question. I asked that question today. by Ishmaelite. I want to know your thoughts. Trump and Biden. Let's look at it like this. Trump has become before he was with the president, even going off to be a president. He was a clown. He was a character. The whole world knew of Trump. He was in wrestling. He had his own reality show. He was an image. An image of America, so to speak. And that image to me wasn't an image of strong America. It was an image of foolery, what rich people do. They fire people and mess over people. And that's what Trump's image was. But once he got into the office, that image that they thought they was going to get from Trump totally changed, in my opinion. What he did was actually try to help people. And in his own way. It's very disrespectful, very unappeasing to the eyes, but a lot of bills were passed to actually help people like us. Now, with that being said, I don't trust nobody. Don't trust Trump, don't trust Biden. But I know one thing. Trump actually did more things than Biden ever could have done, and even more than Obama. Now, even with that said, do I care about any of them? No, I do not care about any of them. Because at the end of the day, they all are out to destroy us. Even though Trump actually did more for us than anybody. He was passing bills for the community. He actually put a bill out to give the hoods of America, billions of dollars to build up their cities in the hood. He actually set that up. He actually did. Google it. Obama didn't do that. Biden sure didn't do that. But do I care about any of them? No. Because this is rich white people and rich. Oh, let me give y'all this little tidbit. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of the presidents and everybody elected in that presidency are related almost. They have come from the same family. So this is not for us. This is a family thing going on. This is a family torn between good and evil in their minds. And they're beefing with each other as we all suffer the consequences. But yeah, so that's the facts of the matter. Trump did more than for black people than anybody ever did. Now, is that line of that? It's kind of hard to tell because nobody ever did nothing. So for him to kind of do something, kind of make him look like the best president, but that's because nobody did nothing. So is that a lot what he did? I don't know. What else is there? We're glad you're doing the work well. Look. Oh, praises. Oh, praises. How you say your name? Gaius. I hope I'm saying that right. Blessings to you. Appreciate you. We bump the jumbo every day. So you know we keep it. Oh, indeed, Dwayne. Got to, man. Keep it together, man. That's all we got left at the end of the day. First we got to keep it together. Then we got to gather ourselves together. But don't gather yourselves if you ain't got yourself together. Because you can mess up the gathering. All right. Yes, and we are not Chicago. Yeah, man. It's all over the place. Hey, that's crazy. You say Beyonce related to the Queen. Listen, they all related. They all have some type of relations. We got to remember, it was a mixing and mashing for hundreds of years. The Italians was messing with blacks. All white people was the same to me, but I'll differentiate for y'all's sake. The Italians were messing with blacks. The Europeans were messing with blacks. The Russians were messing with blacks. That's why they have a lot of black deities. That's why they have a lot of black references and a lot of black uncles and great-grandfathers who were strong and taught them a lot of stuff. Hey, look at who they worship. A lot of I remember I picked up a book called Russian Icons. Man, there's black people all through that thing. Their icons are black people. Black people is in the midst of all this. And that brings me to another thing I was talking about on Facebook. Let me tell y'all. I said this years ago. Well, then I said it again. A lot of us are the grandchildren of the people who gave up Christ. So when you see a lot of black icons all over the world, that don't mean that they were for black people. They were for their families, and their families included a lot of white people. Just because you see these people looking all great and renowned and white people worshiping them don't mean they were good people, and that don't necessarily mean they were bad people. I'm just saying the facts. Black people had a lot of influence on everything that's progressing up to this point, even our condition. They were in the midst of that stuff. Not saying they had complete control to sway it either way, but they were in the midst of that. Well, we know that the earth cannot allow this type of face. This type of face to be up in no king's seat. Because guess what this type of face gonna do? Nothing for nobody else but his own people. I don't care how much. I don't care. You ain't getting an iota of change until my people gets up to either your level of playing field or higher. So, I mean, I know it's brothers and sisters who were doing things that got cut down before their time. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, people we can know from recent history. But, yeah. Great people were in great places. Our people were in great places for sure. It's Russian icons. Google it. Indeed, Dwayne, we was all over the place, ruling everything. So, like I say, I don't believe that people purposely allowed us to get in this position, but the way that they were running things and the way that whoever they was congregating with and who they allow in their circle allowed these things to progress. That domino effect. Not necessarily their fault. Who knows? Maybe it was all their fault. I don't know. All I know is the evidence show that these European countries will not allow this face on the king's seat. Why is that? Even though they worship black deities. It's mind-boggling. It drives me crazy. I'm trying not to think about it. What do you think about trade school? Say electrical field. Oh, no. See, one thing about a trade and a skill, even in a total collapse, you can come out of that. I'm going to give you an example. Over in Africa, we got people in Nigeria, got people in Ethiopia, and what was the other country? Algeria, I think it was. Some of the leaders in the world in scientific progression. Some of the leaders in the world in scientific progression comes from Africa. Some of the people they show you be looking the poorest and be creating robots, internet technology, certain type of Wi-Fi connection. Man, everything comes from Africa first. So we need these trades because no matter what happens in the earth, the spirit of the Most High going to allow you to progress. We can see that right now today. Google it. Google the progress. Google the greatest scientific inventions. You're going to see they come from Africa. Right now, I'm talking about right now in this day and time, from 2020 to today, and look up the greatest inventions. I forget these brothers' name. Like the one guy, he created a robot using plastic tools and garbage. They created a robot, man. They show him all over the internet. They showing that we have the capability to conquer this earth with the base material. So give us $1 billion budget. Give us $1 billion budget. Look at the inventors in America and what they invented. Look at the sister who created was the eye surgery. She started the eye surgery. Look at the brothers who created oh man, this stuff in my mind. Oh, this burning me up too. It's burning me up. Only person I can think of right now. Oh, listen, we're gonna have. You know what? I'm gonna come with it next week. I'm gonna come with it. But look up the inventions in America by black people. We got doctors who did the blood transfusion. Look at the blood transfusion, if I'm not mistaken. Certain surgical tools we made. Man, we everywhere, man. We got it. And this is in America alone. This is with the most demonic presence on us. The biggest foot in the earth that can stomp on your head on us. And we're still doing the greatest thing. So give us $1 billion budget. I'm going to keep a long story short. Trade school, excellent. Excellent. Keep that. No matter what happens in the earth, you're not destined to die. That's not your destiny. The destined thing to happen is change. That's it. You're not destined to die. So what if we can't watch football no more? For a while. Until we create our own league after the dust settles. So what? Let's be great. Let's get on top of this thing again. But yeah, trades are excellent. I'm sending my kids to trade school other than normal college. Because what the hell a piece of paper going? I know people with degrees who are actually stupid and don't make that much money. And don't have nothing to give, to have nothing to offer other than words. Like, you sound smart, but you ain't doing nothing. You can't help me in this situation. Trade schools, where is that? If we ain't got no more, I'm gonna wrap that joint up. Let's see. Trade schools a must. Indeed, exactly. We need all that activity. All these brothers and sisters in the truth who talking about going to class and you learning about the Sabbath that you done learned 10 years in a row is idiotic. Why you not going to trade? Why our teachers are not telling us to school and learn trades? I got into this thing, I was in my early 20s. I'm almost 40. I'm 35. Wasted a lot of time thinking brothers and sisters were supposed to sit still and look stupid. Everybody thought Christ was coming the next year. Every year we thought Christ was coming. Every year we thought Christ was coming. That's not how you're supposed to conduct yourselves. You're supposed to try to progress in the midst of this. Docile. That's the agenda for the Israelite community, to be docile. Agents. Agents are all around us. All right. You got one more? Let me see. Do you think believers of the Messiah should build amongst just people who believe in the Messiah? No, because then that limits us. That limits us and that hinders us. The brother asks, should we just just build people who believe in Christ? And now this is my opinion. Now, this may not be correct, but this is what I think. When you only build with people who believe in Christ, do everybody who believe in Christ still believe in the same things? We have brothers and sisters all over these camps who believe in Christ and can't sit in the same room. Let me give you an example. IUIC, you never seen sit with ISUPK. They both believe in Christ. So I don't think believing in Christ should be the thing that allow us to congregate with each other. Believing in progression, believing in survival, believing in growth of the Israelites should be the thing that sit us down and build together. Because people who all believe in Christ ain't all for each other. So that's my opinion. So Christ should be the one stability thing that most people build on, but no. But we all believe in the Most High as well. And do we all congregate and build with each other? No. So if these stipulations should be progression, the love of the family, and the overall well-being of the Israelite, period. I think that will show more progression or be more profitable for us for a banner. That'd be a more profitable banner for us to work up under, I think. And that's just me. All right. How we looking? How we looking? How we looking? He said because the Most High will move us in position to move. Indeed. So yeah, man, we got to find something to really work up under, because we know a lot of people who believe in Christ and do the worst things, man. I got a brother. Oh, I had a brother. I knew a brother. He had fringes on everything, fringes on his curtains. We used to kick it over there. I stopped kicking it a couple of years back. I stopped kicking with a lot of people a couple of years back. But he had fringes on his curtains. Always used to call me about, how could he deal with his family and his wife and the kids. And turns out this man was a scum of the earth. From what I hear, he's on the run right now for doing some unspeakable things to some babies. He believed in Christ. I never was thinking putting fringes on my curtains. And that man on the run. So no, ye had to go by the fruits of the spirit, not by what people think and what we think we should be under. Would you say how you run your household shouldn't get affected by? Indeed, if you got one common goal, a person's way of how they conduct themselves to maintain their faith and maintain their way of being righteous shouldn't affect you at all. We cannot allow somebody else's progression. The scriptures say, seek out your own salvation. Seek out your own salvation. Everybody has their own way to find this salvation. And my way of finding this salvation shouldn't affect your way of you finding your salvation. And if you see my way, but when we sit down, everything is progression and building. But if you see my way, you say, oh no, that ain't the way to be. But we can actually work and build something. You can't hold that against me. And I can't hold it against you. Because your way of the path of the Most High, I cannot determine that. Okay, I hear you, big bro, and I agree. So where do we find the balance of when the scriptures tell us not to be unequally yoked, but still build for a common goal of righteousness? Okay, I'm thinking, kind of explained it a little. Let me backtrack. Being unequally yoked is somebody who's saying, this way is the way. And then you're saying, this way is the way. And then y'all trying to work. That's being unequally yoked. But if two people are saying this way is the way, they both agree on that way, you can't be yoked unevenly because y'all both agree on a way. Now, how you go up on your way once we leave has nothing to do with me, because I cannot put you or I cannot how to say it. I cannot judge you according to how the Most High is working with you. Now, we know what's right from wrong. So if you're doing evil according to the law, then that's evil according to the law. But if you're doing things just a little different, say if your Sabbath on Wednesday and my Sabbath on Saturday, and I'm not going to use that against you to say you're being evil. I can't use that against you because you done came to the same conclusion I got, and we actually are doing works. So I cannot say that's evil. I'm going to say you are seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You keeping the Sabbath on Wednesday brings fear in you not to. Me keeping it on Saturday brings fear in me not to. So we're both doing what we need to do according to the Most High fear. But just because I say it's Saturday and you think it's Wednesday, that should not hinder us from working if we actually come together already and understood the game plan, what we need to do. That's how I look at it. Okay. 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 Appreciate that, Gerardo. I appreciate that. Because like I say, man, at the end of the day, I just try to show who I am and how I operate. I'm not telling nobody to operate like this. I'm just saying how I would do it. All praises, Dwayne. Man, I be praying day in, day out, because I be trying my best to be the best version of me, according to the Most High. We got any more questions? What changed this year, man? I would just say the fact that, trying to be right should not be the goal. That's what changed with me. I always was like, okay, let me be right all the time. But when you consider yourself to be right all the time, you're basically saying you have no room for growth. You have no room to be even more successful. You have reached your peak, your pedals. This is your maxed out version of you when you try to be right. So that's what I learned. Listen, I need to learn more. I need to learn more. All praises, man. 3 years and you ain't got tired of me. I know I done pissed you off a few times. And that's just, I just like to say what I feel is real. And sometimes I do be pissing people off. But that's what I tell people. You gotta, if you put somebody up so high when they say something to piss you off, now you hate them. But if you just consider them a brother trying to find their way, then you can consider them. I'm just a brother trying to find my way. So don't nobody put me no higher than that. I'm just like, I may be beneath everybody. I'm trying to find my way. I just happen to make good music. How about that? What if I'm just a good rapper? And I'm just trying to ride that way? Don't put me above nothing. I'm trying to find my way and we can build. Then you can have compassion for me, understanding that I'm trying to find my way. All praises, all praises. All praises, man. Indeed. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Indeed, indeed. Okay. All right, y'all. I don't want to hold y'all too long, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. Y'all be kicking it with me, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. If there ain't no more questions, like I said, next week, I'm bringing some of these inventions. I'm gonna give y'all a list. Because I'm very pissed at myself that I cannot think of these brothers and sisters. I thought of the brother with the Nerf guns. He created Nerf guns. They finally gave him his money. The creator of Nerf guns was a black man. That's one thing that came to my mind, but I was so upset. And I remember the sister with the eye surgery. I can't remember her name. That really kind of teed me off, whatever y'all said. It pissed me off. I was very upset with myself. All right, but I'm going to get the list next week. We're going to run down the list. I'm going to give you about at least 30. We're going to do 30 people and show y'all how great we is with the worst conditions. So give us moderate conditions and see what we do. Peace and blessings. Indeed, man. Indeed. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All right, y'all. So we're going to wrap it up. Anybody got a song they want to end it off on? If not, I'm going to pick one. One of my favorites. Shout out to the brother from Drew Hill. Man, this is one of my favorite joints. So, if anybody got a suggestion, okay. Brother said one more question. See a bunch of shootings going on in the news. Oh, man, shootings? Is it just school shootings or just regular shootings? Because people have been killing each other. You can go back to any place in country where anywhere people been killing each other. Because if you got guns, you kill with guns. If you got knives, you kill with knives. If you got sticks, you kill with sticks. If you got dirt, you kill with dirt. People just going to kill each other. It don't matter what they have. They just going to kill each other. Now, the agenda behind publicizing the thing around guns is, if you have a gun, I'll be more reluctant to try to do something to you, knowing that you possibly have a gun. But if I know you don't have a gun, I'm going to be more aggressive towards you. That's the way of the life. That's the way of the West. That's the way of the whites. That's the way of everything. If they know you can't protect yourself, they're going to be more aggressive. But if they know you can, they're going to be a little bit reluctant to try to stick their neck out because they might get ripped off. Mall, schools, banks. Yeah. I mean, when you deal with the small shootings, people with mental issues, but that's been going on for forever. School shootings, people with mental issues, that's been going on for forever. Banks, people been stealing people money, so that's going to start happening more. But yeah, the shootings and killings, I think that we don't know how many. We have to realize every day you get in your car and go to work, you passing hundreds, thousands of people every day, all day. Everybody is not on the same playing field of mental health. Everybody is not on the same playing field of worshiping the Most High. A lot of people are sick, demented people who want to kill somebody. That's just the name of the game. All these torture tools and all these sick people we read in history, there's always sick people around who want to kill and murder people. That's just the name of the game. So people are going to die because people like to kill. That's just me summing it up. But other than that, it's just wicked people. Indeed. And what I learned too, what I feel I learned from that is the fact that we don't know when these seals open. They could have opened 500, 400 years ago or 1,000 years ago. And we just seeing the effects of this happening during our time, man. There's a lot of stuff going on that we have to understand that it been happening for so long. But any more questions? I mean, I don't mind if you got more questions. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into this and we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all. We coming back every Friday, 9 o'clock sharp. Be here. Got the GoFundMe if you want to support the Boycast. Help me build up this thing and make it look a lot better so I can bring you more content and better, crystal clear content. I need a better camera. Simple. But I need y'all to like, subscribe, share, comment, everything. We're going to keep the algorithm going on this thing. We want to blow the Boycast up. Because what I'm about to do is I want to change the music and bring it into this type of format. Because what I'm saying to y'all, I have been blessed with the ability to put it in a song. But it's becoming very tiresome and wearisome on my body to do that. It's just really a lot. But I'm still going to do music. But it's just not going to be as much. Like I said, I want to do this more. It seemed more personable. I can, deal with people straightforward. And y'all can get a little bit more of me if y'all want to. But other than that, like, subscribe, share, the GoFundMe up. Send me $1 and I change something around here. I want to start hanging up posters. I want to get a green screen. Everything. We're going to do it big. But we're going to end the show. I appreciate everybody for coming through. We'll be with you again next Friday, 9 o'clock sharp. Or door, depending on how I'm feeling. But we're going to get right to it. After these messages. This is one of my favorite songs, man. Like I said, the brother from Drew Hill came through and murdered this joint. So we're going to end it on this. We're going to bid everybody a peace and shalom. Until next week, as you celebrate the Shabbat Shalom. If you don't, we'll catch you when you're on the Shabbat. out and holler at you. Send blessings your way.
Y'all read, but please, this ain't in you. We believe God is real, cause what we've been through. We believe the kingdom in us, that's not the issue. We believe that you were sick.
Real quick, don't leave. So I got this shirt from Zamira. Zamira, she was with IUIC. If y'all know her music, she got these shirts. Link in with her. Zamira Music. Dope shirt. Yeah, I had to write that again. I thought I said it at the beginning of the video, but make sure I say it again. But we're going to go ahead and end out on this one.
And who sent you to this day, we still believe.
To this day we still believe. We got God on our mind till we see.
To this day we still believe.
We got our people in our heart. They will never leave till they make it hard to breathe.
On the side with God, and we ain't never gonna switch. Every pitch that they flick, we ain't never gonna miss. Nothing will fall from the sky. So you gotta mention this. So if the kingdom at hand, then you must be laying bricks with the hands made for. Fixing, breaking, grabbing, pushing, saving, taking. Your eyes are the attachments to your brain for reaction. Your words can't be heard, but your hands deal the action. Yeah, we ain't slacking. We ain't never slacking. Yeah, we ain't lacking. We get what we asking. Yeah, came through the fire, now we all shining. Now a power behind us and a perfect alignment. So no disease, demon, or any tyrant gonna stop us from being the people that we desiring. So from here on forward, we keep using pressure. Cause anything else is a losing. Y'all read, but please, this ain't in you. We believe God is real, cause what we've been through. We believe the kingdom in us, that's not the issue. We believe that you were sent, and who sent you. To this day, we still believe.
To this day we still believe. We got God on our mind till we see.
To this day, we still believe.
We got our people in our heart. They will never leave till they make it hard to breathe.
Still waking up with a smile on my face. Got a soul from the heavens that they cannot replace. I try to be off in the cut where it's quiet and safe, but I'm a target regardless, cause I'm being great. These people are limited, I'm not that type of entity. Every song was an inch of me, I'm a living infinity. Taking what they pretend to be, make it real, that's my remedy. Mix it up in the pot with some pop, and that's my energy. I had to rest my body like the Jubilees. Demons felt me faster and they knew to leave. Yeah, people talk good, but they do deceive. I don't even believe what you believe, even you believe. Y'all read, but please, this ain't in you. We believe God is real, cause what we've been through. We believe the kingdom in us, that's not the issue. We believe that you were sent, and who sent you. To this day, we still believe.
To this day we still believe. We got God on our mind till we see.
To this day, we still believe.
We got our people in our heart. They will never leave till they make it hard to breathe.
Appreciate y'all, man, for tuning in to the Boycast. We'll be back next week with some more content. We'll be back next week with some more content. We'll be back. I'm about to start freestyling. I don't want to start freestyling. Then I really hit that GoFundMe thing. I'm gonna start freestyling. Blessings. Appreciate y'all. Shalom, shalom, wherever y'all take it. We'll be back next week with the Boycast. Episode 6, episode 7 coming next week. Peace. Blessings.